Right now at 6, a suspect in a Columbus shooting that happened weeks ago is finally behind bars in Lowndes County. An arrest was made after last Friday's shooting in Louisville at a graduation party. We'll tell you who they charged. The country of Mexico is at the doorstep of history, about to break the glass ceiling in their upcoming election. And a local event proves that baby showers aren't just for the mamas. The dads deserve one too. WTVA 9 News at 6 starts right now.
Live, local, late breaking. This is WTVA 9 News.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for WTVA 9 News at 6. I'm Garner Montgomery.
WCVB News Center 5 at noon starts right now.
Breaking news right now at noon, a school crossing guard fired.
Taunton Public Schools says it's all because of a fight. The district says it's aware of a physical altercation that happened this morning. Because of it, the guard has been terminated and is no longer employed by the district.
You're watching Island News.
On Island News at 5, Kilauea began erupting again early this morning, but has now paused. We'll have the latest from the Big Island. A body is found on the cliffs in Makapu'u, where a 17-year-old boy went missing yesterday. Governor Green signs into law the largest tax cut bill for working families in state history. How much more money a typical family of 4 will be able to keep. Plus, after a 5-year hiatus, a big festival is returning to Honolulu this week. The event will bring in more than 800 participants from Japan.
Covering all of Hawaii, this is Island News at 5.
Good evening and thank you for watching. I'm Rick Kwan.
Mexico City's Central Plaza erupted in applause and cheers early this morning as Mexico's projected first woman president spoke and pumped her fists before the crowd. Plus,
I'm ABC's Perry Russum in Wilmington, Delaware. Day 1 of jury selection in Hunter Biden's criminal trial. The questions the potential jurors are being asked. That story coming up.
and El Paso Mayor Oscar Leeser is headed to Washington, D.C. ahead of the president's announcement. What we know about the mayor's visit coming up in a live report.
Live, where news comes first. From the Mesilla Valley and Las Cruces to El Paso and the borderland. This is ABC 7 at 4.
The chants broke out just before midnight as Claudia Sheinbaum took the stage at her victory party in Mexico City. We have complete coverage coming up.
Up next on Midday, murder charges are now dismissed against a Minnesota state trooper in the killing of Ricky Cobb II. We'll tell you why Hennepin County Attorney Mary Moriarty says she has now changed her mind. And after nearly 2 months, Rochester police now have an idea of who may have wrote a racial slur on a pedestrian bridge near Century High School.
Storms passed through this morning with a lot of rain. Will dry out this afternoon, but the humidity hangs around, so it will feel pretty sticky. What to expect for your Monday afternoon coming up.
We're going to have all that and much more. Midday is next.
KIMT News 3, coverage you can count on. This is KIMT News 3's Midday.
Good afternoon and thank you for joining us here on Midday. I'm Ryan Junty in for Annalise Johnson. Let's check in now with KIMT Storm Team 3 meteorologist Travis Clark-Smith, who's in for Sarah Knox. We got a first look at the weather. And Travis, it's a gloomy day, but it's a humid day out there still.
KIMT News 3 Midday, your local news with KIMT News 3's Annalise Johnson. Tracking storms with Storm Team 3 meteorologist Sarah Knox. This is KIMT News 3. More local news that is happening right now. We are coverage you can count on.
Minutes on ABC 17 News at noon. Today, the Columbia City Council is expected to vote on pay raises for city employees. Find out who's affected in the move. Plus, the Cole County Sheriff's Office is investigating the death of an inmate over the weekend. We've got the latest from the jail.
And we're going to be tracking isolated scattered showers and storms as we head towards the afternoon hours. Plus, we're going to be looking at more sunshine as we head off into the second half of the week.
ABC 17 News at noon on KMIZ starts now.
This week is going to be warm, but we're also following the chance for some storms today.
Coming up on News Watch 12 this morning, we check how Grants Pass is tracking its homeless camping rules, but the U.S. Supreme Court rules whether they are legal.
Plus, Pacific Corp will pay $178 million to Oregon wildfire victims in its latest settlement over Oregon's deadly 2020 wildfires.
And temperatures are going to be warmer today. I'll let you know how much warmer coming up.
Watching out for you. This is News Watch 12 this morning.
Good morning. The time is 5 o'clock on Tuesday, June 4th. Welcome to News Watch 12 this morning. I'm David Alvarado.
And at Brinkley Hill, we first want to turn to Storm Watch 12 meteorologist Oliver Smith. Oliver, good morning. We had a pretty cool day yesterday compared to what we've been having and what we're going to have. So where are we at right now?
Now on KEZI 9 News this morning, we're seeing a wet start. It looks like that's going to be the case for most of the day, in fact. Plus, there's always a chance of fire no matter how wet conditions may be. We'll have the latest on the Lettsome Mountain Fire and what officials are asking you from at home.
And it was a busy morning for the Eugene Springfield Fire Department, first responding to reports of a gas leak downtown and then a double dumpster fire that spread to a structure. We'll give you all the details coming up next.
But first, we are still following the party that turned into a crime scene after a shooting sent one person to the hospital. What partygoers and police are telling us about the suspect.
Live, local, late breaking. This is KEZI 9 News this morning.
We're starting you off this morning with a live look at Roseburg. We're seeing those clouds overhead as we begin our day. Temperatures a little bit cooler, but not too bad. Good morning. It is 6 o'clock, Tuesday, June 4th. I'm Adam Miranda.
And I'm Chelsea Deffenbacher.
And Chelsea, we're seeing some clouds out there. Temperatures not too bad, but
right now, the former Chandler mom at the center of the so-called doomsday killings will be back in an Arizona court today, days after her husband was sentenced to death for his crimes.
And then big changes coming to the border. The new executive order just signed by President Biden.
And then it's going to be a really dangerous next several days as we experience our first heat wave of the year. So how hot will we get? We've got some first alert days on tap for us.
And that starts today. We've got Pete in the house for Ian, who will be back tomorrow. Pete, unfortunately, we're really going to crank up the heat now. Extreme heat officially here. Just how hot is it going to get today?
Coming up on Good Morning San Diego, President Biden's new executive order limits asylum seekers at our southern border. Reaction to the order and how it could impact us here in San Diego.
Plus, voters are one step closer to voting on whether they want to keep SDG&E. How the group looking to replace them gathered the signatures required.
And investments in infrastructure, how the mayor's budget is set to prioritize road repair and stormwater system upgrades. Good Morning San Diego's 6 a.m. hour starts right now.
This is Good Morning San Diego.
Good morning, San Diego. I'm Lauren Finney.
And I am Paul Rudy. Today is Wednesday, June 5th. Happy hump day to you, partner.
Yeah, Wednesday. We made it. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Well, President Joe Biden is issuing an executive order to crack down on the number of migrants entering the United States.
Powered by MySuncoast.com. ABC 7 News at 4 starts now.
A second arrest in connection with the shooting outside a Sarasota hookah lounge last month. How deputies say the suspect's girlfriend was involved.
Plus, disturbing video of a dog left inside a hot U-Haul truck for nearly an hour. The owner's now facing charges of abuse.
And in Port Charlotte, deputies saying 2 employees at this Port Charlotte business were running an illegal casino. How longtime customers are reacting to the arrests. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to ABC 7 News at 4. I'm Stephanie Stan.
And I'm Rick Adams. Thanks so much for making ABC 7 your local station. We do begin with another illegal gambling bust.
Powered by MySuncoast.com. ABC 7 News at 7:30 starts now.
NASA, we have liftoff. The Boeing spacecraft with 2 astronauts on board is finally on its historic maiden voyage. Plus, the Florida Supreme Court hearing arguments about whether the University of Florida should refund money to students because of a campus shutdown after COVID. And an Italian court upholding a guilty slander conviction of Amanda Knox after she was exonerated in 2007 in the 2007 murder of her British roommate while the two were exchange students in Italy. Good evening. I'm Rick Adams.
You're watching News 4 Tucson, live at 6, with Sean Mooney, Monica Garcia, Matt Rowe, and Jenna Fink.
A mother is facing child abuse charges.
Live from WJZ, this is breaking news.
And of course, we come on the air after a very active weather night. More than a dozen tornado warnings were issued across our area in almost a 6-hour period, bringing down homes, snapping trees, and dumping dangerous flooding waters, trapping entire neighborhoods.
I mean, from Montgomery County to Howard County, Baltimore City, Baltimore County to Hartford County, WJZ has been in your corner all night long. And right now we have a look at the devastation tonight's dramatic weather event left behind, an event we haven't seen here in years or maybe ever.
And welcome to the news at 11. I'm Vic Carter.
And I'm Rick Ritter. Following tonight's storm, as you can imagine, thousands remain without power.
Reports of tornadoes touching down in Montgomery County tonight. 7 News is on your side with live team coverage of the damage next at 11.
Seven News on your side at 11 starts now. We begin with a breaking news alert.
That's it. There's your tornado.
Breaking news tonight. Devastating weather across the DMV with reports of several possible tornadoes. 7 News was tracking live as this weather tore through our area earlier tonight, and now dramatic new images coming into the newsroom. Just take a look and listen. This incredible video showing what it was like inside the storm. Roofing being torn away, debris flying through the air, and power lines sparking and falling. 7 News is on your side tonight with team coverage. In studio tonight, meteorologist Steve Rudin.
It started happening really quickly. The sky got a really weird color, and then all of a sudden, you could see the trees coming down.
Damage, destruction, and communities turned on their side. Right now at 11, tornadoes touched down across the region.
We did go down to the basement. Thank God we did that because we do have a big tree in the backyard.
From Leesburg to Loudoun, Howard and Montgomery counties, all the way up to Baltimore. Trees ripped from the ground, crushing cars and houses, trapping people inside.
But thank God they're okay. And it's just really crazy out here.
From the very first warning to the impact on the ground, Storm Team 4 has you covered. Tonight, live team coverage. We're talking to families uprooted from their homes, surveying the damage, and checking out the community's outpouring of support.
Cars can be replaced, and houses can be rebuilt.
News 4 at 11 starts right now. And we begin with that breaking news tonight. A trail of damage left behind after that powerful tornado touched down throughout Montgomery County, trapping people inside their homes. At least 5 people were hurt in the storm, one of them with serious injuries.
The bulk of the damage reports are in Gaithersburg, in a neighborhood directly across the street from Gaithersburg High School. News 4 was on the air for hours as this tornado rolled across multiple counties from Loudoun in Virginia to Baltimore in Maryland. Tonight, neighbors are still assessing the damage. Thanks for staying up with us tonight for News 4 at 11. I'm Sean Yancey.
Those pictures surreal. I'm Jim Adley. This kind of tornado, folks, is something our region hasn't seen in years. And tonight, we're bringing you live team coverage of the aftermath. We have.
You're watching News 4 Tucson live at 10 with Sean Mooney, Monica Garcia, Matt Rowe, and Jenna Fink.
We'll step outside right now.